We're here today in the home of Betty Geruzzi, Betty Caniato Geruzzi of Utica, New York, and we're going to ask her some questions about her recollections of AM radio. Good afternoon, Betty.
Good afternoon, Will.
And my question to you is, what are your recollections of AM radio in Utica, New York, as you were growing up in Utica?
Well, I remember the Dick Tracy and the radio, Life with Beulah, and The Shadow. We didn't get our TV till I was 9 years old, so this was our form of entertainment, and listening to the news.
Okay. Do you recall certain episodes of Life with Beulah?
Not really, Lou.
No. Okay. All right. No, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
I don't, because a lot of episodes that I listened to that I don't recall either this today. And The Shadow, do you remember who were the stars of The Shadow in those days?
No.
Okay. Just for historical purposes here on the website, is that the first person who played The Shadow was Orson Welles.
Oh.
Okay, so he left and went on to other things and greater things. But I used to listen to The Shadow too. It was on a Sunday afternoon on WIBX.
Oh.
Now, WIBX was the only radio station in Utica. We could hear stations from Schenectady, Syracuse, but WIBX was the only radio station in Utica in those days. And I used to, that was one of my favorite shows. But, we used to, that was my source of contact with the outside world.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I come from a poor background, and I don't mean anything by that, but I mean, we just stayed pretty close around the house.
Right.
So we were able to buy our first radio from, where did you buy your radio from, by the way?
And you'd have to ask Dad that.
Okay.
I have no idea.
We bought our first radio from Goodman's Furniture Store on Lower Genesee Street.
Oh.
That was facing Genesee, and behind it was the post office building at that time. Now it's the federal court. The post office has moved to Pitcher Street.
Mm-hmm.
But and for $1 down and $1 a week, it's kind of hard to believe today.
I know. Oh my God.
But yes, and that radio became my buddy, my friend.
Sure.
And it was in contact with the outside world.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we also had. I still have that radio, by the way. It's a console radio.
Oh my God.
And it didn't cost us very much, and with that $1 down, $1 a week, which was true, by the way. A lot of people don't remember that, but we were able to buy a lot of things on that payment plan. I'm taking up most of your interview.
That's all right. It's interesting what you're saying.
So they'd also had a shortwave band. You turn one of the knobs and you were able to get shortwave. So we listened to a lot of broadcasts from overseas. And I do recall hearing the voice of Adolf Hitler in one of his broadcasts. But they had English translation.
Yeah, right.
And programs from Italy during the war, World War II.
Yeah.
But what was the make of the radio? Do you recall that?
It might have been a Motorola.
Okay, sounds right. And where were you living at that time?
We were living upstairs my grandparents at 617 Elizabeth Street.
I recall it well because I used to live at 648 Bleecker Street, which was really behind on Bleecker Street, behind the property. Well, not directly behind, but on the same block.
Right.
So. And anything else you remember about the radio?
No, not really. Like I said, I remember we got our first TV when I was 9, and that particular day we were going to the State Fair in Syracuse.
Oh.
And so we really didn't watch it or anything till we came back. But I remember that distinctly.
Okay. And how about TV? Well, do you listen to radio today?
I listen to radio today on the digital channel, the Time Warner.
Okay. That
you can go to the 60s and 70s.
Oh, you mean you want that kind of music?
Yeah.
But you don't listen to radio itself?
No.
Okay. Well, Betty, I want to thank you very much for sharing your moments here this afternoon. And thank you for bringing us back to those early days of AM radio.
I wish I had more to tell you.
Well, that's okay for what you tell us. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate it.